going on YouTube? I'm here with.
Christian Townsend.
What did you do this weekend?
I got top 25 with Zen-oh Maidens.
All right, Zen-oh Maidens. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Show them the leaders. Just put the lead up. Put the lead up. Oh man, he went out there and got 25th with that. All right, we about to get into this deck profile.
Okay, so with the deck, I played 4 of the 1-drop, the Maiden Attendant. Pretty much what he does is when you play him, you look at the top 3. You can add any Universe 2 card from your deck to your hand. It's pretty useful to get the combo pieces or any Maidens you need.
Outrun bullet.
Next card, play 4 copies of the Girl Warrior Brienne. Pretty much what she does is you look at the top, when you play her, you look at the top 7 cards and you can add a Maiden Squadron. What I usually add off of there is either her, Kakunsa, or Rosie, or you can actually get yourself. So that's another play you can do, which is quite nasty. Next card we have. I played 4 Maiden Squadron Kakunsa. What she does is she's a 20k with crit, but when you have was it Rosie and Brienne, well the big Brienne, she gets dual attack. So it's a lot of pressure. I can swing twice, and each time is crit. So it's a pretty good card.
That's nasty.
And the other Maiden Squadron, which is Maiden Squadron Rosie. What she does is she's a blocker for one, and when you have Kakunsa and the big Brienne on board, at the end of your turn, she restands. So you get to swing with her, and she comes back up active. So she plays attack and defense, which is really good. And she's 20k body.
Why are they all so strong?
They're nuts. So, other card I play 4 copies of the big Brienne, the Maiden Squadron leader. What she does is if you evolve into her over the 2-drop for 3 energy, you get to pop one of your opponent's battle cards. Also, she has barrier, and if you swing with her while you have Rosie and Kakunsa on board, then you can rip 2 cards out your opponent's hand. You get to choose. You don't get to see their hand, but being able to pick 2 cards is really clutch.
Do they all have barrier? Or just the
no,
Maidens?
just the 5-drop one and the 2-drop. And then we bring out the big one.
Yeah. I heard about this one.
Now I played a 7-drop one. I played 4 of these because this one has EX Evolve. And what she does is if you have the 5-drop on board and it's rested, if you EX Evolve into it for only 1 green, which is nuts, you re-switch to active, and her auto is when you attack, you don't even need the other Maiden Squadrons, you just rip 2 out their hand. And she's a double striker.
Double striker, take 2 out of your hand, and it comes out for 1 green. Nasty.
And 30k body.
And 30k body, and she's just
And the heart of this deck is the 3-drop Jimenez. What he does is he reduces his ability is his permanent says that you reduce the cost of Maiden Squadrons by 2, but you don't get to reduce their specified cost. So realistically, all of them would still cost anything. But since we're playing the Zen-oh leader, which makes all universe cards colorless, this card becomes insane.
so it just makes it doesn't have a specific cost anymore, so they just come out for free.
Right. With 1 on board, this comes out for free. With 2 on board, you can play all your Maidens for free, minus the 5-drop. The 5-drop will only cost 1. So you can flood your hand out and just tap an energy and just bring these out. It lets you overwhelm your opponent, and they pretty much lose if they don't have anything to stop it. And also, I almost forgot, his active ability is during main, you can drop a card from your hand to the drop area and warp him until your next turn. So he's pretty much, he doesn't have barrier, but it's pretty much having barrier because your opponent will never really touch it. Yep.
Yeah, it's never really touch it. You just warp it and they can't never pop it.
Yep.
That's just nasty.
And then for the super combo, I play the God Super Combo from the Ultimate Box. It's Universe 2, and it says that when you Super Combo with it, you pitch a card from your hand and you draw 2. This is actually really good with the Zen-oh because on the Awakened side, his active main is you warp 10 cards from your drop area and you can rip 2 cards out their hand. So this dumps their graveyard very quickly, and it synergizes perfect, and it's the only super combo I can use because it's a universe card and it's a god card.
So this deck just pretty much destroys your hand.
Yes. And then as far as more for the deck, the 4, I use these for blockers.
Free blockers.
Free blockers. Universe 2. If you have a Universe 2 on board, these come out for free. 5k blockers, very useful. Nothing special, just something standard. And then for negates for the deck, I play Master Roshi. The reason I play Roshi is because 1, he's a universe card, and 2, because I'm using Zen-oh, I can't play any extra cards, so this is my blocker. And it doesn't matter what color they are, so he's just 1 energy blocking, which is really good. Or 1 energy negate, I'm sorry. It's really good. Another card I play 2 copies of Sidra. The reason I play this is 1, it's a universe card. 2, it's another blocker for the deck, and its auto lets me self-awaken and get rid of any threats on board if they don't have barrier. As long as I have equal to, as long as the cost of the card is equal to or less than the energy I have. Another card I use, at all costs, Vegeta. The reason this is in the deck is for 1, self-awakening. 2, when you play it, you draw 1 and untap 1, which is really good. But the active main is so good for people that want to stall against you. Take 2 life. He goes up by 3k per energy you control. And if you have 5 or more, you can pop a battle card on your opponent's side, and you get triple strike. So you can close out a game very easily with this and catch your opponent off guard. Another interesting card I play.
Well, that's not very interesting.
Burst Attack Gohan. The reason I play this in the deck, sadly enough, most of the time it's just the energy. But what I use it for is 1 is the crit, and also if my opponent magically survives the turn where I go all in, I dump my whole hand. So if I just play him, I get to draw extra cards.
Get some cards back in here.
Lets me refill my hand, and it's perfect to have in case people are still playing Cell. Just have that, replenish my hand. And then the last 2 cards I main is this Champa. Now the reason I play this Champa is because he's actually kind of good depending on who you're playing against. 1 is a universe card, but what really gets it good is that its auto is if your leader is universe 6 or a god, which is Zen-oh, you can pop 2 of your opponent's battle cards with 9k or less. So you can get rid of their free blockers. You can get rid of Gene, which is so popular in either Vegeta Stun or whatever yellow decks that are out there. It's really good, and people don't see it. Or when you're stopping blue-red and they try to set up for chain attack and trying to evolve over, you just pop the Trunkses, even if they keep them active, or Kabas or whatever. It's really good for sweeping out low drops.
I bet you caught a lot of people off guard with this deck.
Oh, yes, I did. And for the side, I played 2 Desperate Odds Kefla. The reason I played this card is, to be honest, I needed a filler, but I actually found a purpose for it. Yet again, for when I'm playing against blue-red and they want to chain Zen-oh, and I draw into this, if my hand is 4 or less, this gets to restand after the attacks, and it has double strike, so it applies a lot of pressure, and it was pretty good recovery. Another card I played 2 copies of Focus Mind Piccolo. This is more for having more blockers in the deck, just so I can get to my kill turn. The reason I'm using this is because it's a universe card, and also it has blocker barrier. So getting rid of it is kind of hard. Other card I played, last one standing, Son Goku. The reason I played this is because I needed some type of removal in the deck. How like blue-green gets to play Piccolo. Sadly, I'm locked into playing universe cards. his active main is once per turn. I can choose one of your battle cards and pop it once, and that's every turn. So I can't play Piccolo, so this is my Piccolo. The auto I can never get to because I don't play enough Universe 7 cards, but it's definitely good for board clear.
Okay.
Other card I play? 2 beers. Double strike, universe card. When I hit leader, I can rip cards from either your hand, board, or energy. This is perfect for the theme of the deck. We never really get that far, but if I'm playing against a matchup where it's slower pace, like mono blue or blue green, definitely side these in, and then their game goes downhill right after these come in.
Yeah, ripping stuff out that they don't want to get rid of. Ooh, my favorite.
Another clutch card is Foreseeing Hit. I was playing around because I didn't know how I wanted to play this in main or side. I ended up putting this in the side only because I usually just go off turn 4. So having this in the main would slow me down. But having the knowledge is good. But I just decided to keep it in the side. And I think it worked out pretty good. Yet again, this comes in for slower matches or for people to try to sneak in with Universe 7 and try to Victory Strike you, rip those. I actually did that, I believe, round 5 against someone. I was able to rip out the 5-drop Yellow Goku and the Victory Strike, and he pretty much lost the following turn after that. It's quite devastating. Another card I side, Bergamo. This is primarily seen in mono blue. I'm using it because it's a solid blocker. Also, it's a universe card, and while it helps me stay alive, another good thing is that it helps me when I want to keep it alive. I just combo with cards out of my hand, which is perfect because it fuels my drop area, so I can just Zen-oh my opponent, and it works out perfect. It's like a little synergy that I like.
And the wolf is just strong.
Yep. And lastly, Combo Killer. I side 2 of these because this goes with the theme of the deck. It also has barrier, double strike if I need to push, and just for the simple fact that if I do my giant board and then I throw Combo Killer out, I'm definitely taking my opponent's hand. There's little to no chance that they'll keep a hand by the end of the turn unless they have the Flying Nimbus or anything. But other than that, I should be able to rip their whole hand successfully and close the game out.
Yeah, just ripping up everything.
Yep.
In your deck, is there any card that you would have changed during the weekend, or did you like your deck just the way it was?
I liked it how it was. I might have decided to go Hans and play something else only because 95% of the tournament they were energy. But other than that, I think the deck was pretty solid in my opinion.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on getting in.